Go Island is brought to you by German Auto Import Network.
We're hanging out with the old boys at Oceanside Place today. It's the Parksville Panters, and even though these guys are 65 and older, I'm sure that they could skate circles around me. Not hard to do. Todd Jones behind the camera today, however, already skates like he's 65.
Oh!
On today's show, a classic from the 1920s, Saltspring Pride, ziplining in the Alberni Valley, and lights and lasers in Powell River. That and more in the next 30 minutes. You are watching Go Island on Shaw TV Channel 4. The 13th annual Parksville Panters hockey tournament is coming up this weekend. We're going to talk about how the players are doing on the ice, and they're coming from far and wide this year. We'll talk about that as well. But first, we're going to start things off with a new edition of calendar cars. Now, some of these guys might have actually ridden in a 1920s Ford Model T. Maybe you haven't, maybe you have. Either way, Rayanne LaPlante is. You're watching Go Island on Shaw TV Channel 4. We're here at an exhibition game with the Parksville Panters, 65s versus 70s. And there is a tournament coming up this weekend, September 10th, 11th, and 12th. We'll give you more details on that later. But first, Gary Cosgrove is the coach of the Parksville Panters 70.
70 teams.
So how many different teams or groups are there within the Parksville Panters? And that's Panters as in because they get winded easily?
That's it.
Okay.
It started many years ago, and the people were a little older, and they pant instead of the Panthers, so it was pant. So we used to have a logo with a tongue hanging out, the Panther.
And so the youngest group is 65, and then it's sort of broken down age categories?
They up here now, they start at 55.
Okay.
So the 55, and they go up to 75.
And then each 5 years is on a different...
On a different level.
Okay. Now, how do generally senior citizens, do you think, play differently? What do they need to do differently than some people like Todd Jones behind the camera? Although I hear Todd already plays like a senior anyways, so maybe it's a viewpoint.
Maybe I could use them today, yeah.
You only got a few years to go, Todd. You can join the 55s.
I don't think it changes much. I've played all my life, and it doesn't matter. It's the age is just a number, and I think you go back to your teenage years, and half these fellas here, myself included, who would think you'd be playing here at 74, 75 years old? So dedication and the spirit doesn't change from little kids right up to us old guys.
Okay, now what about women? I don't see any women on the ice out here.
We do have one lady that plays with us. Her name's Carol Lee Brown. She's playing for the 75s for Parksville.
Good for
and
her.
She plays in Nanaimo. We have the 70 league every Tuesday, and she plays up. There's two ladies plays with us in Nanaimo. So.
Well, and what a great time to play hockey too, because I always hear Todd complaining about getting ice time and their games are 10 o'clock at night. But when you're retired, you can play at noon on a Thursday.
Well, we paid our dues years ago. Now it's time to get it back, and we play 10 o'clock, 8 o'clock in the morning. The best times to go. Yep.
Excellent. Okay, we're going to tell you more about the tournament that's coming up with the Parksville Panthers here at Oceanside Place this coming weekend after a short break. Still to come today on Go Island, Saltspring throws a colorful party, an inside look at the Child Development Center, and lights and lasers in Powell River. That and more still to come today on Go. You're watching Go Island on Shaw TV Channel 4. The guys here with the Parksville Panthers are getting all riled up in the exhibition game taking place today at Oceanside Place. You can experience some of the sport of hockey that is geared for seniors, 65, actually 55 plus, in their 13th annual tournament coming to Oceanside Place September 10th, 11th, and 12th. When Saltspring Island throws a party, they go big or they go home. James Green now has a sneak peek at Saltspring Pride Festival. I actually spent a lot of time on Saltspring Island as a child, loved the market, loved the people, loved riding in the back of pickup trucks from St. Mary's Lake and streaking down the road when we knew that it was the wrong thing to do, but we did it anyways. A whole lot of fun, and it's been much too long since I've been over to Saltspring. You're watching Go Island on Shaw TV Channel 4. The first ever Child Development Center telethon is taking place in Nanaimo. Shaw TV is proud to be a partner along with the Port Theatre. It will be broadcast live on Channel 4. That's taking place September the 29th, only 3 weeks away, from noon until 8 p.m. You can get more details through the Child Development Center in Nanaimo. You can get more details through their website. And here now is a look at some of the programs that they offer to help promote optimum development in children and families. Here's Derek Johnstone. You're watching Go Island on Shaw TV Channel 4. This is John Ogle. He's 72 years old, and he's telling me that he doesn't have a whole lot of time right now because he's got to get out on the ice and play some hockey. He's part of the Parksville Panters. There's the 13th annual tournament coming up this weekend. People coming from all over the place to participate this weekend.
They are, you know, they're coming from Old Alberta, they're coming from Fort McMurray, Calgary, Edmonton. They're coming from Massachusetts, believe it or not, and Colorado. Not to mention the lower mainland and the island. Principally Comox and, of course, Victoria area, and right here in Parksville.
So this is a pretty big tournament. It's a big deal for a lot of people, good on many levels.
It really is. There's quite a mixture of talent here. We've got some former professionals, a lot of amateurs, and a lot of guys who just played scrimmage like I did. And it's just a lot of fun. It really is.
I'm laughing because Todd behind the camera is right by the gate, and the guys keep trying to get out of the box onto the ice.
Yeah, right.
And we're going to get a few jabs in at Todd Jones behind the camera today because I think he can maybe try out for the team in just a couple of years.
There you go, Todd. We'll look for you, buddy.
So what is it about hockey that, I mean, when you were Todd's age, did you think you'd be skating still and playing still at 72 years old?
You know, in actual fact, I had a big break between, I played, we called it old timers from age 30 to 42. When our team disbanded, I'm from Toronto, back in Toronto. I had a lot of fun. We only played Friday nights. It was kind of just a whole lot of fun. No tournaments, just a great group of guys from 42 until about 50, 58 when I joined this group. That's when I started again, and I've been playing ever since, playing more hockey, enjoying it more. It's the camaraderie, it's the, but I've learned how to play from playing with some guys who are really quite organized.
Obviously we're not, because we picked the worst place to stand for this interview right now. And are you needed out there on the ice now, John?
Pretty soon, I think. Yeah, I think one of the guys is getting pretty tired.
Okay.
But this is a lot of fun, and I'm glad you're here. I hope you enjoyed it. And the tournament, we're really looking forward to it. I know a lot of fellows, we missed a year because of lack of participation, you might say, in the local area. But right now, a lot of people, I've been down to Victoria and the Playmakers tournament, and a lot of fellows are saying, look, when are you going to have this tournament back again, the Classic? Because we miss it. It's the best tournament going. And you know what? I think they're right.
Excellent. Well, with your energy, I don't doubt it for a second. Quick question for you. Have you ever zip lined, or would you ever consider going on a zip line?
Whoa, I don't know. I might consider it. I'm not so sure when I got a little granddaughter now who we're just crazy about. Grandpa taking her doing a zip line, that's a bit of a stretch, but you never know, Kate.
Okay, well, we're going to throw things over to Jenny Fortin in Port Alberni. Jose does a zip line. Ziplining is a whole lot of fun, and I don't even think the positions that I've found myself in could be described even with a bit of a stretch. It's just called hanging on for dear life. You're watching Go Island on Shaw TV Channel 4. We're going to head over to Powell River now. There's a new festival taking place that is sure to wow you with its lights and its music and how it's going to transform one of the main streets located in Powell River. To tell you more about it now, here is Raji Kabli. That looks pretty cool, actually. That brings us to the end of this edition of Go Island. The 13th annual Parksville Panters hockey tournament takes place here at Oceanside Place on September 10th, 11th, and 12th. And on Wednesday, the 11th, the Shriners are hosting a pancake breakfast from 8 until 11 just outside of the arena. There are 18 teams visiting to compete in the tournament this year. Thanks for watching Go Island. We'll see you next time.
Go Island is brought to you by German Auto Import Network. Clothing supplied by Catwalk Fashions. Kate's Hair and Aesthetics provided by Maffeo Salon.